Now, we're going to talk some and learn about the layers of life. And in so, we're going to learn and discover that we are multidimensional beings as humans. In the 8th century, one of the most influential teachers of Vedic science and yogic philosophy was a man named Adi Shankara. And he categorized the layers of life into 3 primary divisions. They are physical, which is our physical body, our subtle body, which is our mind, and our causal body, which is our soul. Important to mention and realize that we live simultaneously on all 3 levels. They really are not separate, not able to be separated. One depends on the other, one feeds into the other. It's just a kind of dance that these multiple layers of our lives conduct. And important also to know that meditation benefits us on all levels. So each of the 3 layers of life have 3 secondary levels, which I'm going to go into and describe. So first is the physical body, which is made up of matter and energy, and its job is to minimize toxicity and maximize nourishment for our bodies, which are key to a healthy physical body and helps make us aware of the choices that we make as we interact with the world. The first level of the physical body is the extended body, which is essentially our environment. It contains the never-ending supply of energy and information that's available to us. And even though it may not seem like it, there is no distinct boundary, really, between our personal and our extended bodies. They are in constant dynamic exchange. For instance, if you think about each breath that we take in is a reminder of this continuous conversation between our body and nature. Also thinking about breathing and oxygen that we take in and carbon dioxide that we breathe out, and the relationship that that has with nature and the trees and the plants and all the things that feed our bodies. So it's just a continuous cycle of life. The second level of the physical body is the personal body, and those are our molecules that temporarily comprise our body, and that are our tissues, our cells, organs, muscles, and bones. And I say temporary because our bodies are constantly transforming. And even though it may seem solid and constant, our cells replace themselves on a regular basis, depending on where they are in our body. And it's our cells that are greatly affected by what we eat. Shankara named the personal body the covering made of food. By paying attention to what we consume, we minimize toxicity of what we ingest, and we maximize the nourishment that we receive from what we take in. The third level is called a vital energy or the vital force, and it is the sheath of vital energy. When prana, which is the major life force, moves freely in our bodies, vitality and creativity are abundant. Pranayama, which is yogic breathing exercises, can awaken and purify the energetic body. So we're moving on now to the subtle body, and Shankara encourages thinking of the components of the subtle body as coverings of the soul and spirit. The first layer is the mind, which is the repository of sensory impressions. Here we experience sound, touch, sight, taste, and smell, and this is where they all register in our consciousness at this level of the mind. These sensations create our sense of reality, and as the mind cycles through different states of consciousness, our sensory experiences change too. So our emotions, our feelings, and desires are all experienced here in the mind. The second layer of the subtle body is the intellect, and this is where the mind discerns. and it attempts to calculate the advantages and the disadvantages of every choice we have before us. The intellect integrates information based on ideas, beliefs, and concepts, and then arrives at a decision. And it attempts to distinguish between real and unreal. Real being anything without which cannot be lost. Unreal is anything with a beginning and an end. And knowing the difference is the essence of life. The third layer of our subtle body is the ego, or our self-image. And this aspect of being this is the aspect of being that identifies with the positions or roles and the possessions or stuff of our lives. It's how you want to project who you are to the world as well as to yourself. The ego attempts to assert ownership through concepts like I, me, my, and mine. And it also seeks security, control, and approval. One can become lost with the subtle body's attachments to objects, roles, and relationships. And it's helpful that meditation can help us reduce the mental and emotional turbulence caused by such a needy entity or part of us as our ego. And now, for the third layer, this is the causal body. And the causal body gives rise to our thoughts, our memories, feelings, dreams, and desires. It's the level of life that causes everything. It's the creative force behind the material world. The first level is our personal soul, where the seeds of memories are sown, and memories and desires that guide the course of our life. When these seeds are nurtured with attention and intention, they grow, they sprout, and prosper, allowing you to express your gifts in the world. And this is where your soul finds fulfillment. The second level of the causal body is the collective soul. And this level impels us to live a life of mythical proportions. It's where our myths, our archetypes, our gods and goddesses hang out and find expression. And the one desire of the collective soul is that they express their creative power through you. The last and final layer is called the universal domain of spirit. And this is where all distinctions and differences merge into unity. Shankara taught it as an unbounded ocean of being, disguised in the various layers of our being. Meditation helps us bring attention to this universal domain, where we become infused with deep stillness and creativity that it represents. And as a result, even as we engage in dynamic activity, we retain the silence and awareness of universal spirit. So the causal body is our underlying field of consciousness that includes soul and spirit. When we experience life from this level of spirit, our choices bring us more happiness, peace, love, meaning, and purpose. Meditation takes us through progressively expanded states of awareness, allowing us to travel deeper into the field of pure science. Shankara's teachings offer a sort of blueprint or a map to the field of pure potential, where our spirit and our soul already reside. And through primordial sound meditation, we can witness our environment, body, and mind from a new perspective, shifting our awareness and leading us to greater wisdom, vitality, and well-being. And meditation allows you to explore your true, essential, and infinite nature, and also helps to restore the memory of wholeness in your life. And there we have the layers of life. Let's see if there are any questions that you have.